Why difficulty matters in video games. How can you recognize a fraud from an actual skilled gamer? Internet is dark and full of terrors, especially gaming. Let's begin. There are games that are just better when played on the hardest difficulty available, and then there's games that are just bloating stats and dumping the gameplay down by making brick walls out of the enemies. I always say to everyone, play on the hardest difficulty available. Train your mind for a challenge, cause life is 10 times harder than any game on the hardest difficulty. No matter if you're a billionaire or a beggar, everyone will get unfair time during their lifetime. So go hard, go strong, we all gonna rest when we're dead. Yeah, now to the topic. What is a difficult game and what is a good variety player? Now, plenty will say how skilled players come from multiplayer games like MOBAs, shooters, etc. I was playing League of Legends for years, to be more precise since beta to season 8, or should I say since 2008 till 2016. I was extremely skilled, unkillable top, playing tanky characters, and my kill death ratio was insane. Then League expanded, added new champs with double abilities and teleports on every second spell. Skill became irrelevant as game got out of the balance to the extreme. I know cause I was a challenger and I played against a lot of ex-pro players. The bigger the league got, the worse it was. Trying to counter enemy picks instead of making a fair fight of skill is what it turned out to be. So, multiplayer games are not actually skill games. Multiplayer games are more repetition games. You get better the more you play and inform yourself about the game rules, or should I say, by exploiting the game rules. To be more precise, it's very similar to politics. That's what multiplayer games are. Bunch of politicians that are exploiting all of those rules against the other politician. That's the multiplayer. No matter how good you are, there will always be someone better than you. Or you will encounter a cheater, cause hey, it's 2025. Or you will be playing with bad cards from the start cause of the bad balancing. I don't even wish to speak about pay-to-win games. Not to mention your teammates now, same like it is in any other sport basically. You depend out of the teammates. Multiplayer games are there to make you mad, to ruin your life and to make solid money out of you from skins and shops. Multiplayer games are not hard games, and that's the bottom line. The second example are games without difficulty options, like any Souls-like. For example, let's take Dark Souls 1 for a showcase here. How do you recognize a skilled player in a Souls-like or any other hard game? Plenty of people will say how speedrunners are skilled players. Yeah, as someone who got $5,000 laptop on a speedrunning, as someone who was speedrunning Desperados 3 and many other video games in my life, I strongly disagree. It took me days and weeks of practice to break my own records. It was repetition and preparation, thinking and making it work while you play. You need small amount of skill and a lot of willpower, so for sure it's a better option to value player skill in this way than multiplayer games, but still there is a problem. Plenty of people are using slow time apps to practice Souls-likes, for example, on speedrunning, or they copy-paste what others do, and it's one big game of who copies more movesets from others, who's gonna exploit bugs more. Speedrunning games is for sure more fair than multiplayer in skill measure, cause your time depends on you only and not from other players around you. The third example are games like roguelites, roguelikes, metroidvanias, CRPGs, or other RPGs. I'm talking about everything from classic metroidvanias like Hollow Knight and Aeterna Noctis to Doom 2016 and Pathfinder Breath of the Righteous. So all genres. Relaxing games, some would say, that offer difficulty options. Some are easy, some are hard, some are going to the extreme, especially on hardest difficulty. So how do you recognize skilled player in these games? It's very simple, and this third example is for me the best one and the most simple way to recognize a skilled player. Skilled player is a variety gamer, adaptive to all genres and scenarios. He adapts fast on every new game and setting, and now the most important thing. To recognize a skilled player, just watch him when he goes on a blind run. The fight against first ambush, first boss, how long will it take for him to do everything on his own without using guides and builds on the hardest difficulty, how will he adapt on every new situation, and how will he resolve all problems on his own. That's skill. Everything else can be learned and trained, from speedrunning to exploiting OP stats, gems, or gear in multiplayer games. The only measurement of skill is how someone adapts on a blind run. So what are the most skilled players? Those that are able to finish games on their own without guides and builds on the hardest difficulty available. Yeah, no, it's wrong. Everything is in vain if you keep all of you know for yourself. The most skilled players are those that can transfer their knowledge on their audience live while playing by giving good advice and explanation for every single game they play. The most skilled players will always learn and listen from everyone, from casuals to pros, and adapt on their own. The most skilled players will offer help to everyone. I try hard to transfer my knowledge to you people, and that's the biggest challenge for me. There is nothing better than when people comment how they dared to finish Vret on hard or on unfair on their own cause of my advice. I'm here cause I love gaming and I enjoy spending time with thousands of you people every day. Gaming would be boring and extremely unfair if not for you. So remember, do not trust anyone that never uploaded a single blind run for a video game. They either copy guides, reviews, someone else is playing for them, or they're just legit frauds. That's what the internet is these days. Blind run live, and you're safe to take advice from someone, no matter if it's a review or a simple build in an RPG. That's the golden rule for our lifetime, especially now in 2025. Stick by the golden rule and you're good to go. Thanks for watching.